The importance of CPR and AED training doesn't sit at the front of your mind all the time until something happens.
Exactly.
Elizabeth and Radar, what you need to know on the go is a 16-year-old student athlete a couple years ago from Franklin, Wisconsin, collapsed on the court, but thanks to an AED, which is the automatic external defibrillation device, Carter Zahn has become an advocate for the training. An AED shocks your heart back into rhythm after it stops, something Ethan credits with saving his life.
A parent from my AAU teammates' parents came down and started CPR for me, and AED saved me. I knew nothing about my heart.
Playing basketball, AAU, parent was like, hey, I know what to do here. Boom. They just sprung into action. Now, officials with the city of Franklin have installed an AED at the rec center, and medical professionals say AED use within a couple of minutes of someone collapsing can double the chances of survival. And it takes like 2 hours to go through a class. You can learn CPR, full training, and AED. You can also learn CPR on babies. But it's so important because we here at the radio station will be getting recertified coming up in August. We're going to be talking about that too, because a couple of years ago we got certified, we learned. And then, Elizabeth, I know once you learn, you're like, oh, I go into a grocery store, there's the AED. And thanks to Titan CPR in Oak Creek, titancpr.us, or you can reach out to your local American Red Cross or American Heart Association to find classes as well. But thanks to them, I think that's what we do all the time. We're always looking around. As a softball coach, I have to point out where the AED is and who's going to call the paramedics, who's got CPR training right before a game starts, because that's the new thing for the WIAA in sports in Wisconsin high schools.
Well, Radar, I want to commend you because you definitely are the leader here in the building that gets this organized and coordinated, because you don't want to feel helpless when, God forbid, somebody goes into cardiac arrest or if there's an emergency. And he's right. Once you learn it and know it, you can't unknow it, which is a good thing. And you are kind of hyper aware. And it happens when I walk into buildings, I will look for the AED.
You will.
I also look for the exit. And I would, that's just something I do now in the world that we live in. But our good friend of the show, Cup of Joy, Connie, she actually, her nephew had a cardiac arrest moment on the baseball field. And thankfully his coach knew CPR and saved his life. And it really struck her, because she realized if she was with her nephew
at that
time, she wasn't going to be able to save his life and didn't know CPR. So she immediately got CPR certified and now makes it her life's mission to get as many people certified in CPR as possible. She's even done a TEDx talk locally in Wisconsin about the importance of that. And when you look around in a group of people, is there someone there that could save your life? What if there's not? What if you're just you and someone else? What would you do? We rely so much on, well, I'll call 911. And yes, that's important, but time is ticking.
Yes.
Really, I mean,
to get the heart ticking.
Maybe a bad pun, but it is. Time is of the essence when these emergencies happen. And good for that young man to now speak and get the word out to say that's what saved his life. Look, CPR saved my father-in-law's life. He was on a bicycle ride and had what was called the Widowmaker heart attack, fell off his handlebars of his bicycle. By the grace of God, there was a man riding a bike towards him that was an EMT and knew CPR. And that is 100% why Steve is here today.
And even if you're not an EMT, you know, I've heard from EMTs. I've heard from people who have trained us. I've heard from people who have gone through this. Any little bit helps. So if you don't know exactly how to do it, even those slight compressions, if you're nervous or whatever, just jump in and do it. Even that can help save a life. And there's instructions right on the AED. Just got to be patient, calm down, have somebody doing compressions, and you can read through the instructions, where to slap the pads. They're sticky right on the chest, and then you deliver the shock if needed. So yeah, it's something that it's easy to learn. And once it's in your brain, you're going to go through it over and over and over. And you're like, I'm ready. If something happens here, you know, you just happen to get those thoughts in your head. Like, if something happens, I probably could jump in right now. Yes, I'm good. I'm confident.
Knowledge is life-saving. And yes, be prepared, not scared, and get that confidence. So I'm glad you're talking about it, Radar. And again, thank you for organizing that here at the radio station. So we're all going to get certified. And we'll be doing the compressions to staying alive. Ha, 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 ha.
You're alive. And have you ever been instantly turned off by something so small you completely disappeared? A mixer thinks that's the problem with his dating life. Needs your advice on how to avoid scaring dates away. according to him. Well, so he thinks anyway. Text Roulette is coming your way this morning, right around 8:20 on the Mix.
So I looked this up, and for people that are watching right now on the stream, thank you for watching. That's a very real way for people to learn CPR is to learn, have the rhythm of a song. Staying alive perfectly enough is great. Another one
bites the dust.
Yep. Another one is Don't Stop Believing, I Will Survive. Lady Gaga's Just Dance. I'm like doing the compressions right now.
Yeah, because it helps.
Dancing Queen.
That's great.
The biggest thing I recalled from learning CPR this last round, because you have to get certified, what is it, every 2 years?
Every 2 years.
Every 2 years. One of the things that I learned that they stressed that I don't recall thinking about the last time I was certified is that it isn't just the rate, it's the depth. It's the depth of the compression and also making sure that you allow the chest to come all the way up in between. That was the biggest thing that they were on me for when we were doing it last time. He said, you need deeper compressions. Ribs are going to crack. That happened with my father-in-law, Steve. He had to have open heart surgery. They were able to, get him to the hospital in time for that. And that wasn't the painful part. The painful part was the cracked ribs. But he said, I'm alive. I'm alive. I
trade that for anything. Yeah.
But again, you think about being on those bike trails. The fact that somebody else was riding towards him. Oh, God.
Fortunate.
Terrifying. That was 13 years ago, right before Father's Day, that happened. Wild stuff. All right, we're going to do Text Roulette here coming up, mixers. Radar's got one. A mixer that's got dating drama.
Dating drama, and it involves texting. So what's up with that? You'll see.
You'll see, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. 30 seconds.
Staying alive. Staying alive. Be my enemy.
You have a new text message. You have a new text message.
Could your texting style be scaring people away? You got Elizabeth and Radar. Text Roulette, as a matter of fact. So we weren't scared away from this text. When the mixer sent this message, see if you can help. 414-432-1099. The only woman I ever texted romantically was my ex, and she never complained. But I've been ghosted 3 times in 6 months. So I showed my text to a friend's girlfriend. She goes, here's your red flag. You text in all caps, never use abbreviations, and 0 emojis.
Yeah, you look like a crazy person.
Do people really ghost over texting style?
Yeah,
That's what he wants to know. Really?
Yes.
Just because you put in all caps? I type in all caps all the time just so I can read it easier.
I understand that we do a lot of voice texting, and that sometimes can get the wrong version of your or their. I'm very hypersensitive about that. If I'm voice texting someone, I will say, you are awesome instead of you're awesome, because typically voice texting, my phone, these smartphones are idiots. They'll send it back as Y-O-U-R. You're awesome. No, Y-O-U''RE. And then I feel like I sound dumb.
I just sent you a text. Too,
what
by
did
the
you
way.
send
I don't know.
me?
Just
Is it?
Could you answer it real quick?
Radar just sent a text. Is this the wrong way to? He's yelling it. Is this the wrong way to text? It's all caps. It's all caps with 2 question marks.
That's what the mixer is wondering.
Radar writes in all caps.
I do write and I type.
I don't want you texting in all caps.
Is that because that means you're yelling?
It means you're yelling. So, Mixer, I think your friend's girlfriend was definitely onto something, that perhaps that could be a confusing message, because when you are just communicating over text, email, print, DMs on social media. You can't always read tone. And if you don't know someone, and this is in the early stages of dating, they don't know your sense of humor. They don't know where you're coming from, but it sounds just really aggressive. And that would absolutely turn me off and say, all right,
Really?
this person's nuts.
Even if the dude was hot or the other person was like, oh, yeah, they're pretty
It's
good
odd.
looking. I like it. And
There's texting etiquette and you're breaking the etiquette.
And that's cause for like, I'm not dating that person.
Also,
or forget this. I don't want to be around that person.
It's
like
like
they don't use abbreviations or emojis. Oh my gosh.
It's like the boy who cried wolf. If you're yelling all the time in text, how do I know when you're really yelling? Because there's an emergency. Let's go over to line number one. We've got BJ on line number one. BJ, thanks for joining the show. So what is your take on this?
So yeah, with texting, you got to be careful with every single thing. Like, even if you got to, how you phrase things. I'm very good in texting and not sounding like an idiot or mad or a jerk. And yes, all caps, not good.
Not good?
I mean, that's been a thing for the last 25 years.
Yeah, we all know that. Don't be yelling at me through text.
What about using emojis? I mean, just because he doesn't use emojis, women think, oh, this guy's not.
I use emojis, but you know what, though? I think that was a personal thing for her. Because I think a lot of times someone, another one might think, oh, he uses emojis. That's kind of girly.
My daughter Haley can like carry on a conversation with just emojis, and I'm like, "What is this?"
My
Dad, it
mother-in-law
means this. Oh, okay.
That's my mother-in-law. She cannot send just a simple text without 15 emojis following up. It's the shamrock. It's the kiss
flowers,
emoji. It's
the
the hug
toilet.
emoji. It's all.
What are you doing today? Cleaning the bathroom is what it means.
It's
Yep. There's
all
the
of it.
sweep. There's the soap. There's the toilet. Oh, and then the flowers.
But-
That's what you're doing today.
Don't we all though like to just add an extra LOL so people know that we're not a serial killer? Like, I'm just kidding. LOL.
Yeah.
Talking to long commute Andrew.
You
next.
are, of course. Okay, hang on. We're gonna go.
He's a
like
long
45
commuter.
seconds. Long commute Andrew. Oh my gosh. So Quantrall M just sent a bunch of emojis in Instagram.
Love it. That's fun. Let's do it. Okay. Is texting etiquette a reason to be ghosted? You got Elizabeth and Radar. That's basically what the mixer has texted in. Said his buddy's girlfriend said your problem when you text other women is you text in all caps, never use abbreviations, and 0 emojis. Long commute, Andrew, what do you have to say about this? What kind of advice would you say about this? Is long commute, Andrew?
This is Dr. Julie.
Oh, Dr. Julie.
Dr. Julie just joining in.
Okay.
Hey, Dr. Julie, what you want to say?
Well, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
I'm not trying to, belittle what your mixer is going through, but this is kind of a fun topic for me because I have a lot of thoughts on texting.
We should also mention really quickly for people that don't know Dr. Julie, she's a clinical psychologist and offers a lot of good relationship advice. So you've got a lot to say about this?
I do. I think texting is so interesting because, for example, I have a couple of girlfriends and they'll text me back with like the letter K.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. What's wrong with that?
No, it's a little dismissive. It's a little like you're not worth my time for me to put in 3 extra letters, OK or OKAY. You know what I mean?
So what do you do though when you're in your sessions with clients and they're going on and on about these text exchanges and you don't know the other person necessarily that they're talking about? You don't necessarily know what the tone is in the message. How do you work through that with a client?
Yeah, there is a lot of miscommunication that happens over text because as you guys have mentioned, you cannot really convey your tone in a text. And Radar, I'm not trying to call you out, but all caps does mean yelling.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It does. Exactly. So that's what the mixer needs to really have the wake up call that they need to like reevaluate their text etiquette and how they're going to approach these conversations with these new people that they're trying to date.
Yeah. And if you're really in a trying to get to know somebody phase, you're trying to do initial dating protocol. Just keep in mind, all caps is conveyed as yelling.
Dr. Julie, does one letter make a difference? You have to put the O in front of K.
Kinda.
K.
Kinda.
I get what you're saying.
Do you ever
dismissive?
Do you ever coach your clients?
I don't take offense.
Okay.
But it is dismissive.
Do you ever coach your clients on how to respond in your sessions? Perhaps.
Oh, absolutely.
What is a text that someone could send that can completely diffuse if someone is yelling at them and they're getting really heightened? Like what would you suggest somebody can say right away? Not K. That's just going to get them more amped.
Right. I would recommend a text like this. Thank you for your thoughts. Let me think about it. I'll get back to you. Simple.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you go. That's a great text to give if things are getting heightened. And for the mixer that's trying to get to know somebody through text, is there something they should or shouldn't send in those early text messages?
Yeah. One thing that I think is a good rule of thumb is if you're voice texting, say that. Say,
yes.
I do that. So I'll say, I'm voice texting this. Please forgive any misspellings, etc. I'll just say that while I'm voice texting, and then it does clear up a lot of things.
Yes, so true.
What are you talking about?
Because there's times where it's like, you totally spelled my name wrong. Do you not know who I am? Like that's important in the early stages of dating as well. And also for everyone, if we're talking about etiquette, don't take any calls publicly on speakerphone. Can we just add that to the list? That's just always bad.
Especially in the bathroom.
All right, I'll grab long commute Andrew here.
Long commute Andrew, what do you have to say about this mixer who is like, hey, it feels like I'm getting ghosted because of the way I'm texting? That's what his buddy's girlfriend had said. What do you think?
Yeah, if you're trying to put your best foot forward, right, be professional, right? From a business standpoint, I've been through, email etiquette, anything that is in text that, right, the tone matters and it can be misconstrued very easily. So I had a production manager once that he wrote and responded in every email in caps. and it was taken as yelling. And that's what caused us all to have to go through an email etiquette class.
You had to take a class?
Radar, you might have
I
to
had to
make us
take a
go through a class.
Oh
Because
my
you email sometimes in
gosh.
all caps. But again, if you're doing it in all caps, we're not going to know then when you really have an emergency. Is it really urgent?
Oh, they would bold it. They would bold it. That's when you knew that it was urgent. So they,
that they
all
would go
caps,
one
and
step
then they bold
further.
it, and that meant that it was urgent and it was important.
Look, all caps is normal, but if I put it in bold, y'all better be ready. It's an emergency. All right. And then when you underline it, forget it. Oh, now all bets are off. Long commute, Andrew. Thanks for
that's
hanging
not
on, and thanks for that.
Thanks, buddy. Have a great day.
Thanks, you too.
Hi, The Mix. What's your name? Hey, Suzanne. Where are you calling in from? All right, Suzanne. Hang on just a second.
Hey, Suzanne, what did you want to add to Text Roulette about texting and not having any dates because they're all scared off, apparently, by the way you text?
Was the text that the mixer sent in all caps?
No, there was all caps here. I've been ghosted 3 times. That was in all caps. And then the red flag, you text in all caps, so they put it in all caps.
Well,
but that was about it. Everything else was normal.
Okay,
Maybe
so
they're
they're
starting
learning.
to they're taking a little hint here.
Yeah, I think the caps is indicative of what their intentions are. So I think it's probably a no-go on that one. I would kind of walk away from that. But I think my comment was on what the doctor was saying before about the K thing. I've got 19 and 22-year-olds, and that's how they respond.
Yeah.
And I think you need to know your audience.
That's the same thing that happens with my daughter. I'll say, see you in like 10 minutes. I get the letter K back, and I go, well, at least,
Right.
But I know what she means.
We see, and we don't get that from Brayson, who's 21. He will thumbs up the message. Although there are times where it's like, are you thumbs up that you're going to be home by 7, or are you thumbs upping that you can see what time dinner is?
And to me, my son Bones does that. And I go, why did you react to it? Give me a text. Don't just say, yep, thumbs up or to my text. That it's like, give me a little bit more, but he doesn't give very much.
And especially in a way that we have multiple ways to communicate. It seems like there's still less communication.
Right. Well, and if you don't know your audience, I definitely don't be sending caps. I mean, that's a no-no.
Truth.
That's a
yeah,
no-no.
If you're trying to date somebody for the first time, let's not send the caps. And let's not send K to that unless you have a relationship going and you both understand.
K.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
So listen, I love you guys. I saw you guys at GW's. Have a wonderful morning.
Oh,
yeah. Suzanne, you as well. Thanks for calling.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
DW Coffee. All right, friends, we are in a commercial break here, so we're going to take a quick little break as well, and we will be back.